as he makes his way up here on stage is Nick Mortimer. And Nick Mortimer, he has told many stories on a Stories from the Heart stage, and we just keep inviting him back. And Nick is usually out on a big boat in the middle of the oceans helping research our shores. Would that be sort of accurate, Nick?
Yeah.
Okay, and he's actually flying to a big boat right after this show, so we're very lucky that he's able to come here tonight. And when he's not out researching Australia's oceans, he is a competitive pole dancer. So kind of a bit of a contrast. And tonight he's going to be sharing with us his what-if tale, and it's called The Donor. Please welcome Nick Mortimer.
Thank you. Now, I did tell this story already, but it was 11 minutes long, so I've got to be quick. Okay, so in 1978, I was 11. I was in the choir, and we raised money for the transplant games in the UK, and we got taken to see Jimmy Savile. Yeah. And we handed in the money, and I was always thinking about donors. And from that point forward, when I was 18, I got my driver's license. I ticked the box for being a donor. I thought, yeah, if I ever die, the worms are not having my insides. Somebody else is going to have them. So anyhow, I didn't think much about it. And later on in life, I was at a conference, and there was a woman speaking about, she came from an IVF clinic, and she was speaking about donations. And I thought, and she said, like, since they abolished sort of anonymous donations have been really down. And people were saying, look, I don't want any fat people to have my sperm. I don't want any... And I thought, this is outrageous. So after the conference, I tapped her on the shoulder and I said, am I too old to be a sperm donor? She said, no, you're okay. This is when I was 40. I always thought sperm donors were like 18 years old and on the team or something like that. But no. She said, you're in. Oh, okay. That was pretty simple. So anyhow, I went to the thing, I signed up, she said, you've got to do this, this, and this. So the first thing was, you had to have your prostate checked out. So I'd only had it done once before when I was going down to the Antarctic, and it was, well, how should I say, it wasn't the most pleasurable experience, because I don't think the doctor was trying to make it pleasurable at all, just to be sure. Anyhow, I got there, it was okay, it was ultrasound. He slathered me up with lots of KY jelly, stubbed the probe down there, and he said, your gonads are good. Thanks, that's very kind of you. And then he gave me 2 tissues and said, I don't do the cleanup. You have to do that yourself. So anyhow, I'm all good, I get the tick off, I see the counsellor, I tell my wife, do this, and then the day comes. I thought, this is right. They give me some instructions. And I've got to go 10 times. So, and you're not allowed to have sex for 3 days before. So I pick a Friday because, that means that I have to have sex midweek to make sure I'm in optimum condition for Friday. It's great. So anyhow, I get there. I get in the little room. They say, no lubrication. Okay, fair enough. So you get in there, and of course there's a little table, and there's a little cup, and on the table there's some porn. Now, I'm not a big user of porn, right? To me, porn, as long as both people look like they're enjoying it, I know they probably aren't, but as long as they look like they're enjoying it, it's not too bad. Anyhow, so I'm flicking through, and, the first one's pretty normal. Second one, I'm going who chooses this stuff? Identical twins tying each other up. And I thought, yeah, that's going a bit. And then the third one, there's bearded men driving F-250s with women strapped to the hood. And you're like, who buys this stuff? Where does it come from? Anyhow, so I thought I'd get on with the business. I get the cup. And then you've got this mental image. You've got the cup, and they want everything in the cup. Now, this is not normally the way I behave, So anyhow, I get on with it, and, we've all been in the 80s. Frankie goes to Hollywood, relax, don't do it. It's like, yeah. Oh, nope. All right. So anyhow, I get the cup, I press the button, I put it in the hatch closes. Great. Only another 9 more times. So anyhow, I come back the next week, And, you know, you come back and, like, the F-250 drivers, they've disappeared. I think, like, who's taken the F-250, Mac? You know? Did they just come round? I mean, do people just bring it? Or did they come round and say, no, we're not having F-250s, bearded drivers with women strapped to the hoods? No. So anyhow, after the 10th time, I'm in and out there pretty quick. I'm not hanging around. And they're going to me like, yes, sir, you're pretty quick. I'm going like, well, what do you expect? I mean, I've got other things to do this morning. I'm on the way to work. I just want to get it done and get out of there. Gone. So anyhow, it's all done. I get something like $70 every time, which I collect up and donate to my daughter's orphanage. They were very happy with that money. And then I think nothing of it for about 10 years. And then 10 years, I'm sitting there in the office, I think like, I wonder, what if it's been used? So I email them. And about, half an hour later, bing, this thing comes and says, oh, yes, Nick. Oh, very good. Yes, we used it last year and it was successful. I think, last year? You've had it for 10 years. And I thought, so there's a little daughter, a little girl out there now. Yeah, and I'm thinking like, I don't know what to think. I think like, am I a father or am I just, what is my relationship? And I thought, that's difficult, isn't it? So then I thought, I'll write her a letter. Because like, I'm 50 now. She won't really know who I am till she's about 18 or 20. I'll be nearly 70. So I emailed and said, how much longer can you keep the stuff? And they said, another 10 or 15 years. I'm thinking like, gee, I could be 90 and have 18-year-olds knocking on my door saying, Nick, about that donation you made in... Yeah. So anyway, I write her a letter. I skip the bit. I skip the bit about the F-250 truck drivers. I don't mention that. And I write this nice letter, and I say, I just wanted to do something for someone else, and, if you ever want to come and find me, that's fine. I don't want to tell you too much about myself because, let's face it, I want you to have your own life. But if you do happen to be unable to spell and be an engineer, you can blame me for that. Thank you very much.
Excellent. Well done, Nick.